She takes home the win!
2022 SLS Jacksonville champion.
Hello and welcome to Seattle, Washington, which over the years has become ground zero for women's skateboarding in the U.S., with organizations like Skate Like a Girl and events like Wheels of Fortune over a decade deep now. Today we're inside the Angel of the Winds Arena, famous for every kind of sport, but today it's skateboarding. Stop 2 of the 2022 SLS Championship Tour. Today, it's the women's prelims where 10 of the best women skateboarders in the world are going for an 8-cut into tomorrow's final. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Paul Zitzer, along with Alex White. Now, Alex, we have a huge weekend of skateboarding ahead of us. But first, who do you like out here so far?
I mean, Yumeka Oda, 15 years old from Nagoya, Japan, came in that first stop in Jacksonville, got the highest single score in women's SLS history, a 9.4 for that kickflip front bugle. She's coming in hot for Seattle. I want to see her take the win, honestly.
No, absolutely. You are not wrong. She could get her first win here this weekend, but not if Rayssa Leal from Brazil has anything to say about it. Coming off of a win last month in Jacksonville, and she's won 3 of the last 4 SLS stops. So when she stays on her skateboard, she is almost impossible to beat. We are going to see it all play out soon here in the prelims. But first, let's take a look at the Smirnoff Ice Smash Road to the Super Crown. Those top 4 names on the screen there in yellow are the skaters with the most points so far after stop 1 in Jacksonville. After 3 stops total this year, the top 4 skaters will be a lock for the Super Crown final down in Brazil. Now let's take a look at the basics, brought to you by Tech Deck. There are 2 sections to Street League, the line section and the single trick section. Each skater starts with 2 45-second lines, followed by 4 single trick attempts. The top line score now counts, and the top 2 single trick scores. The top 8 advance to tomorrow's final. Those are the basics, brought to you by Tech Deck. And now it is time to meet the skaters in heat number 1 here of 3 in the prelims. First in, that's an unenviable spot, Alex. First skater in, Po Pinson from the USA, brand new to SLS this year. And from Japan, Funa Nakayama, bronze medalist from Tokyo Olympics 2021. And the third skater, coming out of Brazil, Marina Gabriela, 19-year-old, skated in 5 SLS career events, looking to make her first final here this weekend.
All teenagers in this first heat, Paul.
Yeah, the good contest skaters are getting younger and younger, right? It's hard to beat. These kids are just coming up.
Oh, it's wonderful to see. You know, the pioneers that led the way before, now it's really been taken over by these teenagers. Yeah. It's incredible.
They have to graciously step aside.
Yeah. let the next ones have a turn.
And this is a unique course to Street League. We saw it in Jacksonville. The symmetry is gone, out the window. Now it's just a unique layout, different strengths and weaknesses for goofy and regular skaters. Po Pinson coming in for her first of 2 lines.
Po Pinson kicking it off. You know, she had that shove at 50-50. She was going for it every time. I saw her talking right there at the start. Maybe something was kind of messing with her, but recovers with that kickflip, going straight into it. A lot of nerves, first one up, Paul.
Yeah, and to start with a trick where you're doing a shove it and trying to land in a 50-50, it's a little risky.
Right, right. But Po is just a true street skater, you know? There we go, 50-50, yank in.
It's cool to see a unique bag of tricks in a contest because we tend to start to see skaters do similar tricks. A skater like Po, though, mixing it up.
Yes, yeah.
And that's what you're talking about. She's a true street skater.
Yeah, she skates a lot differently. You know, there's actually a lot of skaters in the women's that have a different bag of tricks, and it's really refreshing to see Po join the mix here. Now here's that replay of that 50-50 yank in. That rail is super long. Just getting a little taste of it.
So first run score. We'll be setting things off. Judges want to get these scores right.
Yeah, setting the bar here. This is proposed kicking it off. First one in is always a tough position. This is only her second SLS stop ever.
Coming in, Funa Nakayama. She's had 2 podiums last year.
Not messing around, just gonna jump on that really big hubba with a fairly basic trick of 50-50, but no fear from Funa. Crooks, up and across that long ledge. Funa is no stranger to contest, even though she's only 15 years old.
Yeah, she's so polished. She knows exactly what she's going to do, and she typically comes out and does it.
One interesting thing about Funa, she rides her front truck like ridiculously like Daewon Song loose.
What about the back truck?
Back truck's kind of more normal, but you'll see it wiggle and stuff like that in the replays. It's really cool to watch Funa.
Is that that's the front crook truck?
It is,
so
yeah.
Maybe that's it. Like the whole setup is based on a front crook. But she locked in the backside over crook now.
Yes,
it's like
yeah.
She's got them both. But still, same deal.
Here's her opening trick here at 50-50 on the big, tall hubba. There's that crooks across. You know, Funa, what she's known for is those front crooks. She's got them on lock. Nice little run from Funa. She found a way to link together the course, which is pretty difficult right here, Paul.
Yeah, because you start in the big section, and then to get back to the top, you're kind of swimming upstream. 4.9, that's a great run score to start things off for Funa. Next in from Brazil, Marina Gabriela, trying to make her first ever final. Finished 13th in Jacksonville last month.
Nice, kicking it off with a 50-50 down the smaller hubba, kick flipping it. You know, Marina's style, her process is very meticulous. She goes slow. She tries to land everything perfect. She doesn't try to hustle around the course like you see other people. She just takes her own time.
I feel like she's one of those skaters that she's not super technical, but she doesn't go the biggest either. So she's got to stay on her board and make her whole line. And when she comes off, it can be a problem.
Yeah.
When it comes time to try to rack up some points.
She's got a mean hard flip, too, that she can bring out in that best trick section. But right now, she's just trying to focus on putting together a line. I don't know if this one's going to work out for her.
Yeah, and we've talked about how important it is now to nail a line.
Yes,
If you don't make a good line, you can be done.
Yes. You know, it's a new game now with these lines. You have to stay on. You have to stay on for that 45 seconds. Put down a good score. It's really hard to recover if you don't have a good line, but these skaters are going to get another chance to land their lines.
And we should note, there's only 2 skaters out of this prelim that are going to get cut from the final. So
your odds aren't that bad.
Your odds are good, and the advice would be to keep going. If you fall off, keep going. Don't worry about it. Poe Pinson coming in.
There you go, Poe.
Yes.
Yeah, Poe coming off that 6th place win, or 6th place in Jacksonville, making it to the final. She's got a great attitude, though. She's just kind of like, okay, I'm here. Let's go. Let's do this.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah.
There you go, Poe. Let's see if she can recover here. It's all right. Kick flipping it into the gap. There's the crooks. Coming back around. Go for that 50-50 on that long rail again. Yanking it in.
Love that. Such a great choice of trick. 15 seconds left.
Also great pants. Good job, Poe.
As you say, we talk about pants a lot because pants are important.
Pants are important in skateboarding. Back 52 was no slouch move.
And that is going to be time for Poe Pinson on her second run. That was a nice hard flip. It's not going to count.
Yeah, I think it's nice that she stayed on, though, too, for nothing else than her own confidence. That's a better run.
Yeah, if she would have made the pop shove at 50 at the start, which she almost did, the score would probably be a lot higher because that was one of the key tricks in the run, but she still did a lot to make up for it. Funa currently on top with a 4.9 score. Poe getting the 2.3. She's got work to do in single trick. Funa on deck for her second of 2.
Yeah, Funa got second place in Salt Lake City last year and really put her mark on the scene. She also won the first Olympic qualifier of this year back in Rome. So Funa's been on fire. Whoa, that was a wild heel flip. You know, that's a smart move, though. Funa's switching it up. She's going to do some flip tricks. She got a good score already. Why not try more?
Right, you got to try more because in the past, you could do 2 great run scores and take them both.
Yeah.
But now, it's only 1 run score.
Exactly, yeah. It's that front crux. Oh, I like this follow shot angle. Let's see what she's got. Back 50.
She's just so calm and just so good at putting together the run with variety.
She's got one more second.
Out of time.
For good measure. I love seeing Funa smile too because she's like such a focused competitor all the time. She's really hungry. She wants to win.
There it is, the signature frontside crooked grind. Straight into the backside grind on that out ledge. Waiting on her second run score. 3.5, so she's going to stick with the 4.9.
Yeah.
And it's almost safe to say that if she puts down 2 out of her 4 single tricks,
yeah,
she's a lock.
I think that's
with
pretty
a run
good.
Score.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bet.
Marina coming in for her second of 2 runs.
Yeah, Marina's really going to need to make up for it here. There she
Nice.
goes. Nice kick flip down the set.
And what she needs to do is keep it going. Just stay on. Finish strong.
She's got to feel better after landing that kick flip. You know, with skating, it feels like sometimes once you land more, it's like the snowball effect. If you start to land more and more and more, your confidence is up. And Marina's landing things now. 50-50. But, you know, she never looks phased. She moves at her own pace in these contests, and I really appreciate that, too.
Yeah, we always respect the hustle from certain skaters, but then I also respect somebody who's just kind of chill. I'm like, yeah, I got this.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure to be chill when there's an arena around you, and you just are like, I'm going to walk, and I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to get from point A to point B.
Right, that's hard to do.
It is.
Anybody can run across the deck like a spaz, but...
That's me, for sure. I'm not even in the contest. That's a beautiful shot of that kickflip. Nice follow shot. Here's that feeble grind. You know, she's sticking to her guns. These are the tricks she knows she can land. This was really smart contest skating from Marina.
Yeah, the worst advice anybody could give right now is to tell you to just go wild out there. Just try your hardest stuff. Don't. Stay on.
Stay on. Good score.
Save your best stuff for the finals. Because I think it's safe to say that the skaters that stay on will advance. The skaters that don't won't. And now we're going to send it down to the 3rd member of our squad, Andrew Cannon, standing by with a vibe check.
Thanks, Paul. I'm definitely down here, and there is a vibe. The elephant in the room is that the elephant here is very big. This course is gnarly. You can watch all the skaters so far taking a very similar line. That hubba that Funa jumped on is massive. The gap to rail is humongous. The highest score we've seen so far is a 4.9, and I have a feeling we're probably going to see things in that same zone taking that same route as they make their way through the course on the lines. But it is definitely palpable. People are nervous. We've got competitors, unfortunately, unable to skate because they got hurt. This course is really, really big. Alex, I know you've talked to some of the competitors. What are they saying about it all?
Yeah, you know, I think that Haley was really excited to be in this event. She just won the Vans Showdown last week, but then she folded her ankle kickflipping the set, and she's just like, oh, this course is great. I love it, but I can't skate it.
So unfortunate. And this course is huge. We got the 12-stair hubba out there with stair set. So like you said, Haley Wilson is a scratch now due to injury. Candy Jacobs not in the contest either. Samaria Brevard also out.
Yes, but I am very excited. The one object in here, the one obstacle, that long rail that we saw Poe do that backside 50-50 grab in, that spot is amazing, and I'm really excited to see who steps up to it. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Andrew. And yeah, it's going to be cool to see what goes down on that long rail. So with Funa Nakayama up on top, single trick still to come. Street League Skateboarding is brought to you by Visible Mobile, single line, unlimited wireless, powered by Verizon. By Shoc, a modern performance energy drink created for today's active generation. By Cariuma, ethics meet performance. And by Tech Deck, start small, go big. We are in Seattle, Washington for stop 2 of the SLS Championship Tour. So far, so good. Beautiful California skate park design and built course here this weekend. True skate. This SLS course is free to download this weekend, so get on it with True Skate. A lot of skateboarding happening here this weekend, and you don't have to miss any of it. Here's the schedule. You're watching the women's prelims right now. Men's prelims coming up at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 Eastern. And then tomorrow, it's finals day. Women's kicking off at 1 p.m. Pacific, followed by the men's, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Don't miss it. Let's take a look at our highest scoring tricks of all time. And you mentioned it, Alex. Yumeka Oda in Jacksonville, highest score trick ever, 9.4.
Yeah, you should have been in Jacksonville 22, man. Like, that was it. 4 of the 5 highest scores of all time for the women's happening just this year at the first stop for SLS.
And there you go, Rayssa Leal holding 2 of those top 5 scores. Amazing. Let's get back to skating. It's the single trick attempts. Each skater gets 4 trick attempts. 2 of them are going to count.
Now, this course, what some of the girls were saying when I was up there, does have some really good spots for best trick. That big long rail, for instance, I've seen people jump on it, and they're excited at the opportunity. So I want to see if people do, in this prelim, jump on that big rail.
Poe Pinson.
There she goes. Stopping it. That's the first try she's ever, She's like, I'm just going to save it and just do it in the
Really?
best
She didn't mess with it.
She never messed with it before that. Yeah, Poe.
That's skill. I mean, it does take that little extra push sometime from the actual contest to step up to some of these obstacles, because that thing is massive. Big gap to a big, tall rail. First try. Backboard. So I'm always curious to see how these single tricks match up against the line scores.
Yeah, and I think everybody's going to be watching the score. 5.7 for Pinson, and I bet everybody else in the field and the rest of the heats is also watching, because they were all wondering what that would score. Good score for the big board slide.
Right, and if you look at that 4.9 from Funa in the run section, now you see that just like that, Poe made up all kinds of ground. Look at that, Funa Nakayama's average trick score, 6.1. I could go a long way here.
Wow!
Oh, straight into the front side crooked grind.
Funa's not messing around. That thing is so big.
12. A serious 12 stair.
And
First
also,
try.
I don't know if she tried it in practice yesterday, but this morning she was not trying this. So I feel like the pressure's on, and the women are just landing it. Look at that. Pinch, lock in. You know, some tricks, they just find the person that's supposed to do them. And I think that the frontside crooks has found Funa.
8.0
Okay.
for Funa.
Look at those front crooks grooves on her truck right there.
So she's back in the lead. Marina Gabriela in for her first of
Deep
4.
breath. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, kick flipping the gap.
Alex, flip tricks versus rail tricks. Risk, reward. I mean,
I think that flip tricks should be scored higher, like in general, because there's so much that can go wrong. Luckily, we're in arenas, there's not wind. But last year when we were outside a lot, you're dealing with wind too.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, a lot of the women have stuck to more rail stuff. Here's Poe in.
oh! Okay, she's like,
Phoebes.
I'm good for the backboard. What's the feeble gonna get me?
This is great.
The backboard got the 5-7. Here's a look at the gap feeble. Visible replay. Bolts.
That was very visibly locked in.
Nice. Perfect. So
Yeah, big smile from Poe. There you go.
7 even.
You know, she's kind of making up for lost time with those low line scores, and I think she's going to continue to try and improve.
So Funa in a great spot.
Yeah.
She's got to put down another trick.
Crooks, why not?
Oh, all day.
You know,
That's
she's
it.
just got to even out those grooves on that front truck. You know, she's been front crooking, now she's got to do back crook.
So I think it's safe to say she's going to be in tomorrow's final. The rest of today is going to be practice.
She can just hang out. You know, it's a good position though. She just landed a good line and 2 good tricks. You know, what does she do with the rest of her opportunities? She can go see what the judges are going to score her for different things. She could actually have like a little bit of a, you know, research.
Mm-hmm. Right. Or she could just chill.
She could chill.
She could just ollie down the 3-stair and save it. All right, Marina in for her second attempt at that kickflip, and that's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Alex, flip tricks are risky.
So much can go wrong when you're flipping your board.
And even when everything goes right, you still land.
Yeah.
And you can bounce, your feet can bounce a little, and then you're off.
And it's a
Landing
hard
little
thing
in
to
the back
train
seat.
for too, doing flip tricks, because they're so high impact, you know? Oh, okay.
Looking at that 12-stair hubba. That's where the points are.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question.
Whoa, that was sick. Oh, back 5-0. Just like a true skater, like street skater style.
I like that she didn't go back 50.
Yeah.
Back 5-0.
She's so confident with backside. I don't know about you, but backside tricks for me are like way sketchier. But she's like, I feel more comfortable going
Me
backside.
too, 100%. When it comes to looking at something like that, front side makes sense, backside doesn't. Or makes less sense. So that 8.0 she scored on her first trick is her career best. Coming in for trick number 3, stops it, front 5-0. Does that beat the crooked grind that got her the 6-2?
Yeah. So crooks on this versus this perfectly executed front 5-0, which is actually something that I don't see super often from Funa. I normally see her go to crooks and nose grinds and like that kind of trick, backside over crooks. 5-0. What do you got? 5-0. A 5-0 is a 5-0.
You chose your own score, Funa. All right. Marina has to make whatever she's about to try. Does she go back to the kickflip? No. Front 50.
Nice.
She stops
Stomp
it. So she keeps herself in the running.
There she
The
goes.
front 50.
She's like out of the course. I'm done.
Not done yet.
No, not done yet. She still got one
Trey.
more chance, but that was really good that she got a score on the board with his front 50.
Yeah.
A lot of guts to jump up on that hubba.
I mean, in the end, it may come down to the skater that makes 2 of the 4 may advance. 3.2. 6.0 overall. Only good enough for 3rd for now. 10 skaters trying to make an 8 cut. Po Pinson in for her last single trick attempt. Trying to drop the 5-7.
There she goes.
Nice.
Period.
Back 5-0. So that's gonna beat that gap backboard score most likely. That gave her the 5.7 earlier.
Yeah, they gave Funa the 5-0 for the frontside 5-0. A backside 5-0 in my mind is harder.
For sure.
Interesting to see what the judges do for this one.
Oh, 5.4, so it doesn't get it done. The gap backboard beats the 5-0 down the 12.
Interesting.
So keep that in mind for the finals. Funa's last trick attempt, trying to drop that 6.2. Oh, that would do it. Okay.
Funa's so good.
I'm looking forward to seeing that tomorrow.
Yeah, that got the crowd really hyped too. Okay, Marina's sizing up that hubba from the other side now.
Still 12, but it's got some grass. It's not making it any safer.
No.
It's just as big.
She had that too.
It got so loose there in the middle, and then it looked like she was going to be able to bring it back in, but no. Marina Gabriela is going to have to sit on that 6.0 total score.
She's like, where is my board? There's like grass. It's like hiding in the grass right now somewhere.
So Alex, Funa Nakayama, just putting it down straight out the gate. 19.1 overall score so far.
Yeah, and I saw a smile on her face too, and Funa's very serious, and when she's smiling, it means that things are going her way. So hats off to Funa. That was a really good performance in that opening heat.
So Po Pinson in second with the 15 overall.
Yeah, considering the cut's not super severe for the prelims, I'm cautiously optimistic she'll make it right now. But that being said, you have a lot of heavy hitters coming up in the heat number 2 and number 3, including Pamela Rosa, including Rayssa Leal and Momiji Nishiya.
Great skating still to come, but first, let's send it back down to Andrew.
I'm down here with Po Pinson. Po, we got to find out. Look, this is your second Street League stop. What did you learn from the first stop coming into this one?
Honestly, just to kind of just in all best tricks, just to kind of go for it. Because I'd usually kind of hold back, and then that would mess me up for best trick. But I don't know, I just kind of went for it.
So your strategy is go all in, not oh, let's see if we can stack some points. It's no, I'm just going to go for it.
Yeah, basically that's where my strategy changed. And it's it either works or it doesn't. So
now, did you jump on any of the stuff you were skating beforehand? Because it sounded like Alex said you hadn't even board slid that thing.
Yeah, no. I was I actually took a video of that rail, and I was who is going to skate that rail? It is so big. But I ended up skating it.
You.
Yeah, and then the hubba, I did one back 50 on it.
How was that feeble grind? I mean, it's one thing to board slide. You got a lot of room for kind of wiggling, but feeble grind on a square bar out of the gate, square or round bar, what do you prefer?
I prefer round. I never really feeble square bars, so that's why I was kind of just oh, if it works, it works. If I get broke off, I get broke off.
I love that attitude. Well, Po, congratulations. You skated amazing, and I'm very excited to hopefully see you in there in the finals. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Andrew.
If I get broke off, I get broke off.
Hey, that's skateboarding, though, right?
It's great attitude,
If you're going to do it, now's the time. Let's take a look back to last year. Got Pamela Rosa right there. Last year's Super Crown champion. The one skater to beat Rayssa Leal, Pamela Rosa. Last season was amazing.
Yeah, Salt Lake City was the energy in Salt Lake City was amazing. Everybody was so happy to be back together, skating a street league again.
That's right.
It was a fiery contest. And the women showed up at the first stop of Street League in Salt Lake City, especially this one right here, Rayssa Leal.
And it was so cool because we hadn't seen anybody skate in a while. And Rayssa just shut it down. It was that last trick. She's so clutch, it's crazy.
Yeah, winning it on the last trick, last attempt. She's actually replicated that in Jacksonville just at the first stop here too. But yeah, this is Lake Havasu. You remember this one, Paul?
Yeah, it was nice and hot, dry. Once again, Funa doing what she does best. And Momiji Nishiya was there, Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, big flip front board even surprised her. That was one of the best moments. And there's that back tail, that big centerpiece obstacle was huge. And the women handled it.
And Rayssa, once again.
A comfortable position for Rayssa Leal in those first two stops, taking the wins.
And then do you remember Jacksonville?
Oh my God, Jacksonville, the course was a lot different. You see, there was only this one centerpiece obstacle, the big spin front board from Momiji there. And they had a lot of focus on this, but they had these big gap to rails right there. See those green rails on the side?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rayssa putting on a clinic on that centerpiece obstacle, but it was really Pamela's day with those big gap to rails.
Yeah, when Pamela's on and when the course is set up the way she likes it, she can't be stopped.
That's exactly right, Paul. And that gap to front Smith was first and only try. She barely got her truck on there to grind it.
Yeah, she earned it. Well-deserved Super Crown champion.
Yeah, super exciting win for Pamela. Hats off to her.
Street League Skateboarding is brought to you by Smirnoff Ice Smash. Full flavor unleashed. Please drink responsibly. By Skater XL, the most precise board control ever in a skateboarding game. Available now on PC and consoles. By G-Shock, the official watch of the SLS World Tour. By True Skate, true control, true skill, true skate. And by Seattle North Country, true Pacific Northwest. Welcome back, everybody, to the 2022 SLS Championship Tour presented by Visible. We're in Seattle, Washington. It's the women's prelims. Heat 1 is in the books. Heat 2 is about to kick things off. But first, I want to welcome our very special guest into the booth, Sean Malto, founding SLS Pro in 2010 and then 2011 Super Crown champ.
Yeah, excited to be here.
Good to have you here.
This course looks sick. These girls are ripping, and man, it's been a fun weekend so far.
Did you get to roll around?
Yeah, I rolled around a little bit. The course is huge, though.
It's serious. Now it's time to meet our skaters in heat number 2. Coming in first from the Netherlands, Kate Oldenboving. She'd never been in an SLS final until last year, and then she made them all. Here she is trying to make another one in Seattle. Gabriela Mazzetto from Brazil, one of 4 Brazilian skaters here in the prelims today. Speaking of Brazil, last year's Super Crown champion. Looking forward to see what she brings to this big section, Pamela Rosa. And from Japan, Yumeka Oda. She placed 2nd last month in Jacksonville, just behind Rayssa. That was her best ever SLS finish. She could get her first win here this weekend, but it's not going to be easy for anyone, I'll say that much. Sean, do you have any picks from what you've seen so far, or who's still to come?
I mean, it's hard not to say Pamela Rosa on a big course like this. That gap trail definitely suits her. Yeah, she's really good at getting gnarly.
Kate Oldenboving in from the Netherlands. Her first of 2 runs.
A little half capping it up. Board slide in. You know, Kate, when I was up on the deck practicing, she was really methodical in trying to pick her line here. There she goes. Forward slide, big spin.
She's a super technical skater, and I always say it's like, if you're super tech, you're at a little bit of a disadvantage coming into a contest where there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
It may be an advantage in the streets, but I don't know, when people are watching, those jittery legs, right?
Absolutely. It's hard to get technical when you're nervous. Also, this course, there's not a lot to get tech on, so.
Yeah, what were your impressions, Sean? Have you gotten out there and rolled around or anything?
Yeah, I rolled around a little bit. Coming off a heel bruise, so I wasn't jumping down anything because everything is giant. But yeah, it's definitely one of the bigger courses I've seen in the past few years, for sure.
Waiting on that first score. Talking to her dad. Hey, no. He travels with her. He's a rad dude. Big supporter of skateboarding. 3.8. First run score.
Not bad. I think she's stoked on that first score.
Gabriela Mazzetto from Brazil.
The only mom in the comp.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Props to that. Finished 7th in Jacksonville last month. She's been in 3 finals. Her best finish, though, is 6th.
Front 50. Gabby's got a mean back 180.
I feel like she's somewhere in between the tech and the gnar. So she's another one of those skaters that's like, it's really important that she stays on.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
the real gnarly skaters, I feel like they can make up for a fall or two in the single trick section. All right.
Oh.
Coming back, falling off again. All right, calling it. Save it for the second run.
What'd you think of this one, Sean?
I really liked it. I mean, I thought it was good. Obviously, she fell a couple times, but the back 180 down the triple set is something you're not going to see a lot of people do. Especially the new concrete at skate parks. It's not very, it doesn't slide, so you really got to rotate it all the way around. It's a little riskier.
Do you do any side coaching to your friends when they're skating and you're not, Sean?
I mean, we all kind of do. I feel like we all kind of huddle up and talk through our runs and see what we think things are going to score.
Yeah.
So not really, but, you know, as a friend group, we talk about
Unofficially, you do.
Unofficially.
Pamela Rosa in for her first of 2 runs.
Here we go.
Yeah, Pamela right at home on a big course.
Oh, hanging on to that. You see it immediately in how much speed she carries through the course. She goes.
Yeah, she's probably one of the only women to walk in, you know, and be like, yes, okay, it's a big, big SLS course. Sick.
She was the only one in the women's contest that said she liked the course.
There you go.
So she's at the advantage straight out the gate.
I mean, she already hit the big hubba twice in a run.
Damn. Firing through tricks. There you go.
And you see why. She's the Super Crown champ, 2-time Super Crown champ.
You know, and Pamela is super fast, and she's always able to hit every obstacle in the course. And it was interesting on this course, you know how she kind of ended in a dead area right there? Like, it shows you how big this course is that Pamela Rosa couldn't even do 10 laps.
Sketchy.
She had to fight that one. Reeled it in. Here you go. Big hubba in the run.
Twice. Yeah, the second time around, crooks it.
It's also a little bit of an advantage seeing that first heat. She knows the crook is going to score really well.
It's so hard to get big scores in the run section here. It always blows my mind. We'll see what that crook alone gets later if she does it again in single trick. But for now, Yumeka Oda in.
Ooh, I like 5-0 back into the transition.
Yeah, popping out, it definitely adds a little more risk factor.
Kick flipping it up. Yumeka, second place at Jacksonville.
And again, the highest ever single trick score.
That's a claim. I'm sure that that's going to get beaten this year, though, I would say, Paul. With this field of women competitors, I think that stat's going to move.
like salad to blunt.
Yeah. Stayed on.
Killed.
Yeah. Yeah, what'd you think of that one, Sean?
I loved that run. I think it flowed nicely. She had tech stuff. She hit the big hub, but she also flipped her board too.
Yeah.
Flipping up that Euro gap.
Yeah, I think that's one thing sometimes we miss. We focus on the tricks that people are doing, but you fail to realize sometimes not everybody has the variety of a skater like Yumeka. It's like a few hard tricks are great, but when you can mix up a huge variety of tricks, it's awesome. 5.3. The judges making these skaters work for it, no question.
I like that stat. 79% of tricks she attempts, she lands.
Third best record there in SLS. Kate Oldenboving back in.
A one-footer, now she's coming in fakey. See that half-cab one-footer? That's a jazzy little trick. Board sliding it back in. Here's that board slide shove again. There she goes. You know, she's found a good little line in this really big park to suit her skating. Another one-footer. 5-0.
I haven't seen anyone skate it like that yet.
Yeah, just at the end. Back three. All right, she stayed on the whole time, Sean.
Yeah, and a little big spin at the end. It's like it doesn't seem like those little things matter, but they kind of do.
What do you think about the fact that she did smaller tricks on the big course and she didn't hit the 12 stair hubba? Should that matter or shouldn't it?
I do think that's going to matter. She's kind of skating around half the course, and the other women kind of hit everything, so I think that is going to dock her a little bit.
Okay, I think that's true, and I think that's probably why that 4 isn't a 5 or higher.
Yeah.
All right, Gabriella made finals 3 times in a row, looking for her 4th.
Yeah, frequent finalist.
She wants to get a better score on the board in the line section than her first 1.2, though. That's a fact.
Yeah, that ledge, the skaters are saying, is really narrow. It's like the size of a sandwich. So it's
a
like
sandwich.
Yeah, the sandwich width ledge, so it's perfect to like not lock in or not get over.
Yeah, it always gets weird skating a ledge if you don't know if your whole truck's going to lock on or not.
You got to get out some Indy 169s, switch up your whole kit.
Or Crux 8.5s, Paul.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Sorry.
Oh, body check.
14 seconds left to fall off. That's a bit of a bummer. She was on her way to a good run. See if she's got time for one more trick. There she goes. I love how she snags that in.
Oh, no! If she would have stuck that kickflip at the end, that would have been such a good recovery. With the fall at the end and a fall in the middle. You know, what do you think, though? The 1.2, does that go away? Did she do enough?
Yeah, that should go away. I mean, that back lip alone should bump her up a little bit.
Proper flick. Almost.
Big fan of that Shane O'Neill colorway, that Nike SB.
Those shoes are great.
1.8 is an improvement. Doesn't set her up too great. But once again, only 2 skaters are going to get cut. 8 skaters will advance to tomorrow. Pamela Rosa back in for her 2nd run.
All right, back into it. Pamela Rosa aims up the big hubba right away. Super fast skater, super aggressive skater. Making laps around the course, kick flipping it up. She's already sitting on a pretty good run score. She wants to improve here. Crux. So we're seeing so far the same run.
I do think the kickflip up the Euro gap's an improvement up the back 5.
Back Smith, frontside 180. What she got here? Oh, she just pulls it. Big spin front board.
Beautiful. Getting sketchy, but hanging on.
A better way to end her run.
I like that. I like when people get sketchy and hang on. It counts more in the run section too. And the best trick, they tend to really dock you for it, but I think it's okay in the runs.
For
Here you
sure.
go. Another low.
Absolutely.
Here's that last trick, this big spin front board.
Oh, barely getting up there.
Was she going to go to fakie straight out the gate, or was that a last-minute decision? So her first run score was a 5.6. This one is an improvement with a 5.8, setting herself up for the single trick. Final run of heat number 2, Yumeka Oda.
Her first and best place ever was a second in Jacksonville. She was a wild card at the first SLS stop. This is her second SLS ever. That kick flip.
Smooth.
Such a good kick flip.
50 on the big hubba.
She definitely looks like she's got it figured out. Doesn't seem to be any stress in her skating. Just coming out here, putting it down, getting it done.
Yeah, Yumeka's got that little detail of when she rolls up at stuff, there's no wobble. She's always so focused, laser focused on the obstacle. A little bit of a commentator's curse there, but it was a good run to start. She's already got a 5.3 on the board. What'd you think of that one?
Definitely, I mean, she looked really solid. Obviously missed her last trick, but she has sitting on a 5.3, so she's just fine. Those all-metal ledges can get a little dicey.
Yeah. It's like a cap, like a metal cap on top of the obstacle.
Yeah, that outledge and the hub are all metal, so it's really waxy on the top if you
Gotcha.
missed your lock-in.
What's the waxing protocol at SLS? Are you allowed to wax the obstacle, or are you supposed to just wax your board?
You wax everything, always.
Is there any timing issues where you're like, you don't wax it before somebody else's run? Or, no, you don't care.
You just wax it, yeah.
I like that. All right, there's Rayssa Leal. She'll be coming up soon, getting work done in the Shoc lounge.
Jessica
Stretching it out.
Alexander keeping everyone right.
Hello?
Hey babe, are you coming home soon? It's getting late.
I'm almost done here. I'll be home soon.
Listen, I'm getting really worried. You're becoming really obsessed with this.
Don't worry. I'm okay. I'm gonna find it.
Breaking news. Legendary skateboarder Kelly Hart has been rumored to have purchased a multi-billion-dollar facility staffed with a world-class research and development team in hopes to find the 2022 Trick of the Year.
Oh, I think I found something.
What do you got?
The rumors have sent the public into a frenzy in hopes to be chosen as the lucky winner of the cash prize.
I already submitted my clips. What else do you want from me?
You think those tricks are worth $10,000?
Our sources tell us, while there have been some worthy contenders, Kelly is still searching for that perfect trick.
You think that is Trick of the Year worthy?
These are the best submissions we got. Maybe people just don't know how to enter.
You're telling me after 7 years they don't know how to upload their tricks and hashtag a Trick of the Year? This is bullshit!
Kelly has also been quoted that he will not come out of the facility until the Trick of the Year is found.
If you can't help me find a trick like this, I'm gonna have to find it myself!
Some of his close friends and loved ones are beginning to worry about his well-being. We were able to contact Kelly about the contest, but he only gave us one quote, and that is, "This shit could change your life." This is Anita Ollie with Channel 6 News, signing off and wishing all of you good luck. Godspeed.
I'll find you.
Can Kelly win something for that?
An Oscar?
Yeah, that acting is unbelievable. Great stuff. You are watching the SLS Championship Tour presented by Visible. We're in Seattle, Washington. This is the women's prelims. Heat number 2, single trick section. Here's the highest single trick scores of all time. Yumeka Oda up on top from Jacksonville with that 9.4. And 4 of the best ever scores, top 5 of all time, happened in Jacksonville. Rayssa getting 2 of them. All right, single trick section. Yumeka Oda coming in for her first of 4. Sean, what do you think of the format now where 1 line counts and then 2 best tricks? You like it? You got any complaints?
I love it. I do think that how you're creative and how you go about a course should matter. And before, when you can drop the 2 line scores, it just kind of all, you know, fell on single tricks. But now you have to put down a line. I think it's the best.
That half cab no slide was sick.
Do you think it really favors anyone, or does it just change the way everyone has to skate?
I think it just changes the approach of things. You know, it just, because you could do 5 tricks and then do a crook down the hubba and get a 5-4, or you could just crook the hubba in the next section and get a 5-4, but it makes it mean something more. Yeah, 2.7 right there. I think Kate's still getting docked a little for skating around that big section.
Gabby in. Back 50, no. Pamela Rosa coming off 2 great lines. You know she's good for at least 2 of the 4 tricks.
We know exactly where she's going.
Yes.
What's the biggest thing to hit?
Sean knows. You know, back in Jacksonville, she landed that big gap to lip slide, which was one of the top 4 scores for women of all time at 8.4, and now she looks like she wants to do it again here in Seattle. She's got those. Whoa!
Nice.
Oh, snagging it.
So coming off the 5.3 line score, putting down the crooks first go.
Watch, she kind of let go of it a little early. Her back truck almost clipped it. Oh.
Also skating in shorts. We talk about pants. Sean, do you ever skate in shorts?
I rarely do, and I wouldn't crook that hubba in shorts, that's for sure.
We're so scared.
6'2" for the crook.
That's sick.
Also, keep in mind that hubba on the inside, where it's just that 3 block, is a lot scarier and harder to skate than on the stair side.
That grass isn't serving any protection, any comfort?
No, it actually makes it a lot harder.
All right, Kate, back in.
Patented Kate, half cap no slide 270.
That sticky concrete.
Yeah, you're saying that. So, like, they don't finish the concrete like you normally would at a skate park.
It's just not broke in like it usually is, so it grabs your wheels a little bit.
Gabby's got to make some tricks here. Back 50,
there
bolts. It's a good start. Will she be able to make up ground after a 1.8 on the line score? We'll see. Taking another look. Sean, is there a difference? Like backside 5-0, frontside 5-0, back 50, front 50, does it matter to you?
You know, not that much. Backside, I would say, is a touch bit scarier because you can't, it's not all in front of you, but at this level, it's pretty close.
3.4. Pamela back in. Pamela crooked that hubba in her run and got a lower score than the crook down the hubba.
There she goes.
Gap lip, boom. All right. Setting herself up.
That
with
is
2 tricks left.
By far the biggest obstacle on the course.
Yeah, things like neck high when you're rolling up to it. I mean, on me, I'm really short, but it's still really big.
When I first came here yesterday during practice, Pamela was the first one I saw. She had her hood up. It was kind of cinched. She was just looking at that gap to rail the whole time.
7.6. So the judges recognize the size of that obstacle. Yumeka sitting in 4th place.
There you go.
Proper. Okay, crook versus back 5-0, Sean.
Man, that's the hard part.
Is it personal? Like maybe it should be the same. It just depends.
I would say back 5 is easier but scarier. Crook you can get out of a little easier, but I would say technically back 5 has to be an easier trick.
Okay.
I love Yumeka's execution.
Yeah.
Just like perfect every time.
5-4. Boom. 2nd place. She barely got on and barely got out. But she went for it. We're talking about her not getting the scores for not going big enough. She stepped up.
Yeah.
Paid a little bit of a price, but she's going to be back. All right, Gabby in. She's in 7th. Needs one more trick score.
Oh. Wow. That was sick. Good on for Gabby for trying that. Love to see her land that.
It's going to come down to her last try. Pamela Rosa, comfortably in 4th.
It's just, she looks so calm when the course is gigantic. She's like, whatever.
It's just when you're one of the few skaters that are actually going to step to an obstacle, you're coming in with a huge advantage.
Yeah.
She knows it. That's how she skates. It works for her. Oh, nice backsmith.
Damn.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
For doing it right after Gabby tried it. I mean, you know, you kind of gotta get them rifled off because you only have 4 attempts at best trick. So.
Absolutely.
But
no,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, all's fair in love and war at skate contests.
At your normal skate park, kids don't do that.
I can almost guarantee you she talked to her about it too.
That's got to be a huge score.
Yeah.
So,
if we'd have got an 8 for a front crooks down it.
7.2. Yeah. So Gabby's like, okay.
Look, now she's telling her how to do it.
You got to keep it in the back seat, dip it a little bit.
Yumeka back in, trying to drop now a 5.4.
Ooh, run the nose grind. You know, Yumeka's looking at a good score line now going into the last trick.
With 3 skaters in Heat 3, anybody who finishes this heat in the top 5 is going to be an automatic lock. So, Kate, make this. Hang on to that 5 spot.
Pump that a little harder.
Oh, she had
it! She got ripped off there. It was looking much better.
There's Candy showing her love, but yeah, that was, she gave it her all right there. Robbed.
All right, Gabby. See if she goes back to this backsmith. Bummer.
You know, I don't want to be critical of Gabby's approach right now, but she didn't need that. You know, she just needed one more trick on the board, honestly. I don't know, Sean, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's it. I think she could have done something a lot easier. But
also,
the
1.8 in the line score is tough, though. You know, you got to make up some of that. So props to her for going for it.
Yeah, totally.
Who knows? Strategy. Sometimes you gotta throw it into the wind and let it rip. All right, Pamela practicing for the final. She's in first. She will be skating tomorrow.
She's just like loving it out here. Damn. Okay, the gap to ledge. Sean, what do you think of that obstacle there?
I mean, that one's definitely a lot harder than just the big metal white hubba, but I don't know. I think that's smart by Pamela to just grind it. Let's see how they judge it, and then that way you can build for tomorrow. Because no one skated it yet, right?
Yeah, right. Since if no one's skating it, you gotta give her props and points just for hitting it, and it ends really high, right?
Yeah, it ends really high. It's gapping to it. It's a lot harder than every other hubba for sure. But yeah, I'm curious. We haven't seen a score judged on it yet.
So the backsmith on that 12 got the 7-2. This gets a 5-3. So judges are not falling for that one. They're like, no, step up the difficulty. We don't care if nobody else hit it.
It's just the back grind. I'm sure she can go a little harder in finals on it.
Okay. Yumeka in. She's a lock for the final.
Yeah, getting some practice reps now, basically.
So that's going to do it for heat number 2 of 3 here in Seattle. Our current standings after 2 heats, Pamela Rayssa up on top with a 20.6, followed by the 2 Japanese skaters, Funanaka Yama and Yumeka Oda. The top 5 are in for tomorrow's final. Kate Oldenboving will advance. 3 skaters still to go. In heat number 3, Rayssa Leal coming up. So yeah, not the harshest cut, but when you're skating against the best skaters in the world, anything can happen and you got to make tricks. What's that sign about?
Forca?
Yeah. Translate, please, Alex.
Probably Rayssa. Something about Rayssa. I'm pretty sure. Look at the T-shirt.
Yeah.
I want that shirt.
Skate fans coming up from, we're in Everett, Washington, a little bit north of Seattle. Seattle's a great skate city. It's kind of, I mean, the Pacific Northwest is where the whole skate park boom started, and it's kind of spread throughout the entire world at this point.
Yeah, there's a great documentary on Grindline and on the Thrasher website.
Yeah,
YouTube. You guys see that,
Dreamland.
the Dreamland? That was so cool to see the birth of DIY here in the Northwest.
And props to California skate parks for putting this course together, designing it, building it in days. They just toss this thing up, and skaters love it. It's a great new design.
Do you think they'd ever have Dreamland do it?
We're going to send it back down to Andrew Cannon, who's standing by with Pamela Rayssa.
Pamela, currently in the lead, just skated so amazing. Pamela, what do you think about the course?
I like the course. So good. I like it big. I like bump to rail. I like bump to hubba. Yeah, I'm so happy to be here.
It's very gnarly, and you skated really well. Now, obviously, we've got the Super Crown happening down there in Brazil. Can you send a message to all the fans out there, letting them know how you feel about that?
Sure. Galera do Brasil, vamos comprar aí o ingresso, que vai ser incrível esse Super Crown. Tenho certeza que vai ser marcante aí pro Street League. Tamo junto. Thank you so much.
All right, that's it, everyone. Make sure you're there at the Super Crown in Brazil, in Rio. We're very excited about it. Congratulations on some great skating, and we'll see you in the finals.
Thanks, Andrew. We're going to be there. And we want to remind you that the Super Crown is heading back to Brazil to the Arena Cariuma 1 at Olympic Park in Rio de Janeiro. We can't wait to see what goes down. The energy is always electric in Brazil with some of our best fans in the world. Tickets go on sale September 5th, so mark your calendars. This will sell out, I promise you. You can register for the exclusive Super Crown pre-sale now by going on the SLS website. Visit streetleague.com/supercrown for more info. Do it now. Rayssa will be there. She's going to be trying to win this year. She's going to try to take a Super Crown away from Pamela Rayssa. And we recently caught up with Rayssa to find out what she's been up to.
Ganhar a Street League pra mim é sempre emocionante, porque sempre tive um sonho desde pequenininha, via as meninas competindo, os meninos também. E eu queria estar competindo ali, mas como eu era pitica, não conseguia. E, enfim, hoje eu tô competindo com elas, que são minhas ídolas, e é muito style. E por isso que eu, no finalzinho, eu sempre choro. O que torna o Street League mais divertido é estar com as minhas amigas, estar se divertindo, estar encontrando pessoas novas, estar tendo mais experiências sobre as pistas que eles fazem e que isso é totalmente diferente das pistas tipo, que a gente vai tipo, treinar ou de rua, então isso torna mais divertido. A pista em Seattle tá bem diferente das outras que a gente já tinha competido. Então vai ter manobra de gap, vai ter mais manobra de caixote descendo, talvez mais flips. E é isso, tá bem style mesmo, tá bem diferente.
You are watching Women's Prelims here from the SLS Championship Tour in Seattle, presented by Visible. Heat 3 coming up. But first, let's talk about this new SLS format this year. These are the basics, brought to you by Tech Deck. There are 2 sections to Street League, the line section and the single trick section. Each skater gets 2 45-second lines, followed by 4 single trick attempts. Top line score and the top 2 single trick scores count, and the top 8 skaters today advance into tomorrow's final. So with 10 skaters on the day, only 2 skaters are going home. For now, Marina Gabriela and Gabriela Mazzetto are in those bottom 2 spots. They're going to be watching this last heat carefully. Now it's time to meet our skaters in heat number 3. First skater in, Olympic gold medalist from Japan, Momiji Nishiya. Also coming off X Games gold. She's been on fire. And then the winner of 3 of the last 4 SLS stops. She's just a phenomenon. Rayssa Leal from Brazil. And coming out of the Netherlands, Roos Zwetsloot. Coming off of a 5th place finish in Jacksonville last month. She's been on the podium. She's looking for her first win here this weekend. It could happen.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Rose is going to hit that big long rail. She was really excited about that when she stepped onto the course.
All right, how are we feeling about Marina and Gabriela's chances sitting down there in 6th and 7th with Momiji, Rayssa, and Rose coming up to skate?
Not very good. I would be pretty nervous if I was them too.
Yeah. Advice, I mean, you hate to say it, but just stay on here.
Average 2.1 and you're just fine.
All right, Momiji in for her first of 2 runs. But you know, none of these skaters are going to take it easy. They're just going to go straight after it.
Well, definitely going to make it look easy. It's like that floaty frontside ollie.
Love that. And you know, even that quarter pipe is bigger. Yeah. Flowing. Momiji, one of the most relaxed styles out. Jeez. Look at the arm game. It's crazy.
Asleep. She just rifles through tricks. She's been doing salad grinds lately, little Susky.
Shout out Aaron Susky.
Yeah.
My question is, what did the Japanese skaters figure out to make them so good at contest skating?
I have no idea. I would love to figure that out myself one day.
They're not only are they all so good skating at such a high level, the consistency is unmatched.
She did it all with her shoe one time.
Yeah, I think there's something to be said about the camaraderie between them. They're all the same age and they're all pushing each other. You know, that 13 to 15-year-old window right there.
It's definitely, it helps to skate with your peers that are keeping you on point.
Absolutely.
Travel the world together. I mean, Sean knows about that.
It's the funnest part, and they get to, you know, they get to grow up in this industry all together. It's special. It's cool to see.
When you were that age, who was your travel crew? Do you remember?
Oh,
who were you out on the road with?
Mike Mo Capaldi. Yeah. Wow, 6.0. already put her in 6th.
Yeah, there she goes.
I was traveling with Mike Mo and Mikey Taylor. I was blessed to travel with Eric Costin and Rick Howard and Mike Carroll. Yeah. I had a great crew.
Oh, okay. Rayssa is in.
Yep.
Just sit back and enjoy. I mean, she is possibly the greatest skater to come along ever.
Yeah, she's like a once-in-a-generation skater. And it's really interesting to see her on such a big course, what she's going to bring to it, because we know that she's got it on big obstacles right here, like the big hubba.
She floats.
Yeah, she does, huh?
Sandwich grind.
The sandwich bar. Okay, the buzzer went off. Maybe that won't count against her, because I don't know about what you guys thought. Did it hit?
I heard the buzzer when she was still rolling up to
Yeah.
it, so that should not count against her at all. Either way, even if it did count against her, she still put down all kinds of tricks.
Yeah, even just this nose grind on the outledge. I've seen a lot of 50-50s, and she's the first one to nose grind it.
So casual. That did not look difficult for her at all. 4.7. I mean, they've consistently made skaters work for it in the line section. So.
Oh, Rose, that's interesting. Landed 80% of the trick attempts. She leads the SLS in landed tricks.
That's amazing. That is a Cariuma fun fact. I like hearing those.
That's cool. I like those.
80%. That's ridiculous.
She is so consistent.
Skating's like a 10% game.
No, for me, it's like 1%.
Yeah, actually, you're right. So I think after falling there, she may have dropped down to 79%, but that's okay.
Lip slide. Nolling it in.
I like that she nollies in.
Sometimes it's the little things, right? I don't know if they contribute too much to the score, but they definitely can't hurt. It's nice to see somebody who's just kind of doing something a little different.
Sometimes these things come down to tenths of a point, too, so any little bit helps.
Yeah.
Okay, so the buzzer went off before that back 50, but she did have a fall. She picked it back up. There's a visible replay of that frontside 50-50. She's the frontside 50 champ after Hollywood High. She's got 16. That claim. Yeah. I mean, but then Rayssa did come back with the back lip, so you know, there's a little brinkmanship happening there. It's good to see. 2.7. Okay.
It's pretty low, honestly.
I mean, she would kind of 50-50'd her way around it,
yeah.
But she doesn't need much, you know? She's already above the average that she needs to make it into the final.
True.
So Momiji has made 4 straight SLS finals, and no exception here. Make it 5 because she's already in 6th. It's an 8 cut.
I love that she's throwing in that frontside ollie. Oh.
That ledge just sounds like it doesn't grind good.
Yeah, like impact.
Yeah, you can hear the kingpin scraping across it.
Little shoelace untied action from Momiji. Susky.
I think she needs another set of laces. 2 in a row. Ah, beautiful. Front salad to finish it.
Did you get a look at Momiji's elbows right there when she put her hair back? They're so bruised. Like, that's a true skater right there.
That's the only time her elbows came up, though, is when she put her hair back.
Right there. That's true.
For the rest of the time, they're just down there chilling.
I didn't notice them till then, but.
Hands in the pockets sometimes. Look at that. Come on.
Yeah.
I wonder, is that just totally natural?
I feel like I've been watching Momiji since she was 11 years old, and she does, like, drop her shoulders and elbows. Like, she doesn't, yeah.
It's cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Keep them down.
Keep them up. Keep them down.
4.5. So Marina and Gabriella are still technically in for now, but Rayssa and Rose in 9th and 10th are coming. Career best scores, 8 in the line section, 8.5 single trick.
Yeah, that 8.5 was for that kickflip back Smith in Jacksonville at the last stop on a round rail. It's a big round rail she did it on. Also love the outfit. Good matching with the shoes.
Outfits matter.
Makes that back 5-0 look even better. Popping around.
She's skating smart right now.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely.
She's not going for the win because she doesn't need to. She just needs to rip it and stay on. Boom. Job done. First run score was a 4.7.
Whoa, nollie into her heel.
Backside Smith grind for the visible replay. Taking it straight to that front nose grind. Combos. Beautifully done. There's that last trick. She has no problem getting up there onto that rail. .5, so an improvement over that 4.7 as we move into the single trick section. Bad news for Gabriella Mazzetto.
Yeah.
She is officially out. And now Rose trying to do the same.
Yeah, Sean, maybe you could walk us through this line.
Yeah, 50-50 the big hub. Bump to crook. I think for Rose, too, she knows she doesn't need all of the hardest tricks she can possibly do. So she's just kind of staying on her board here.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of smart skating.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of really good skating, too.
I love a good nose slide.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh. Yeah, solid run, landed everything.
Doing what needs to be done out here.
Fun fact about Rose, she hates black t-shirts and pants, so she'll never wear black.
She's the champion of showing up wearing the full white kit.
Yeah,
though. Yeah, for
I
real.
like that.
You got to stay on though to wear all white. You can't be butt sliding all over the course all day.
I think that looks kind of cool if you're all dirty, like it's like Heath Kirchart, like you're all filthy and wearing white, like a white dress shirt that's just tattered.
Knights in white satin.
Oh man, the best part. Maybe Rose took some notes from Heath somewhere along the lines because she tends to skate in that vein of skating.
I think every skateboarder should take some notes from Heath Kirchart.
Yeah.
Guys, let's take a look back via the G-Shock time capsule. Jacksonville last month. So much great skateboarding happened. Poe Pinson, Rose,
Yeah, a lot of
characters.
new faces there with Poe Pinson and Yumeka Oda joining the women's on tour stop #1 in Jacksonville. And this course was really interesting, Sean.
Yeah, this course definitely, you could skate it a bunch of different ways and you can get creative on it. And that rails definitely was the biggest obstacle.
And, well, this is the first year that the courses haven't been symmetrical. So that opens up just a huge range of new options and things California skate parks can do with these courses.
And that was Pamela with that big gap to lip slide. That's one of her highest scoring tricks. And then Yumeka Oda coming back with this kickflip from board. Rayssa just smiling, knowing she can do the kickflip back Smith. 4 of the top women's scores of all time, highest scores at this one event right here. There's that 9.4 for Yumeka Oda's kickflip front feeble. That was bonkers.
Was crazy.
And that's what Rayssa needed to do to cinch the win there. Take it back from Yumeka. That was the moment.
Now we're going to check in with Andrew down on the course with a report.
Thanks, gang. We're going to talk a Shoc peak performance. This heat right behind us is some of the most incredible skateboarding that we are going to see in women's. We've got Rayssa, Momiji, and Rose. Rose obviously has those high stats as far as landed tricks. We just saw Rayssa warming up with a kickflip back Smith down the little hubba. And then Momiji is out there absolutely destroying this entire course. I think that we are about to see what is truly taking women's skateboarding to the next level with these three skaters. Back to you guys.
Street League Skateboarding has been brought to you by Visible Mobile, single line, unlimited wireless, powered by Verizon. By Shoc, a modern performance energy drink created for today's active generation. By Smirnoff Ice Smash, full flavor unleashed. Please drink responsibly. By Cariuma, ethics meet performance. And by Tech Deck, start small, go big. Welcome back, everybody, to Seattle, Washington, inside the Angel of the Winds Arena. It's the women's prelims. This is the third of 3 heats on the day. The top 8 skaters will advance to tomorrow's final. Now, let's take a look back at Momiji Nishiya with our highest scoring line in the line section, brought to you by Skater XL.
Yeah, Momiji just throwing it down. She just casually destroyed this course. There's that backside Smith grind. Here's that big hubba. 5-0 grinding it. This was really kind of basic for Momiji though. She made it all look so easy.
To be able to do that and still get the highest scoring Skater XL line of the day says a lot. She is the Olympic gold medalist.
She doesn't look nervous at all.
No.
Single trick, attempt number 1 of 4. Whoa! Mega dip. How about it? Okay, Sean.
Definitely caught more kingpin on the top of that ledge than she wanted to, but she pushed through it and made it happen.
We talk about dip, that was dip. That was insane. That was beyond.
The more dipped, the better, and that was a very, very good speed run.
5.8. Momiji moves up into 5th place. Rayssa on deck. She's in 8th place.
Also no slouch.
Oh, no slouch.
Some dip, no slouch. There you go.
Okay. Perfect.
What? Doesn't get any better than that.
No. Just gonna get out the popcorn here and watch.
Time for a visible replay. Dipped. Back Smith. Bolts. Put a fork in that back Smith.
That front foot just hovering. That's Rayssa's style, signature back Smith.
Sick angles brought to you by Visible all weekend long. Replays brought to you by Visible. Rose Sweatsloat in for her first of 4 attempts. She's in 10th place. That can change real quick.
Back 5-0.
Nice. Yeah, you can see all of these skaters, even though they're young, they figured out the format. They're not trying to do anything stupid. They're not trying to win. They're saying, I'm gonna skate tomorrow and here's how I'm gonna get there. Back 5-0. 5.4. So that's gonna seal Marina Gabriella's fate. She bumps into 9th place.
That's a bummer too.
and our finals are set. So this is all pretty much warm-up for tomorrow. Wow! Sean, talk about that backsmith. What?
So, she definitely tried to push it like it was going to be a sticky ledge. And it slid out, so she kind of had to pop out. You can see how she goes to push it, and then it kind of slipped out, but she held on to it. She lifted the front truck a little early, but she's talented enough. She's been through enough backsmiths to know how to land that one.
It is true. Like, to be able to make tricks that have gone kind of wrong, I mean, that says a lot.
Absolutely.
All right, Rayssa. She's in 6th. Going for her second 4 attempts. Oh, what?
Did she get into Smith, or was it a little bit? I got to see a replay.
I couldn't tell off of Chase's angle, off that fisheye angle.
Yeah. I mean, she definitely landed it.
Either way, she found it to be funny.
Yeah.
How about that setup? Her foot isn't even set up for a kickflip. She's just riding and freezing.
A little claim after was so
Look
funny.
at her feet. Sorry. Wow.
Yeah, she went into 50 instead of backsmith. She's just like, whatever, do it again. So they'll score her like a kickflip back 50, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Both trucks were definitely on top of the ledge.
Maybe the judges are looking at it too to make sure.
4.4. No free points from the judges today.
No.
But shout out to all those guys. We got Mike Moe, we got Jimmy Gorecki, Kelly Hart, Billy Marks, and Big Cat. They've got one of the hardest jobs in skateboarding. Ooh, Rose.
I was with the judges on the first heat. It's definitely hard. You don't know what people... It's weird because you have to judge off of what people are doing and where it's at, and then you also got to anticipate what's going to come. So judging the qualifier is sometimes a lot harder than judging the final.
That's interesting insight about that. Because, you know, if they set the bar too high or too low...
You got to give some wiggle room both ways. And
oh, sick.
Going for a switch heel.
Switch heel down the triple set. Eric Costin style. I thought she was on the phone for a second.
Ordering lunch?
Yeah.
All right. Trick number 3.
Ooh. What you got for the big bump to rail? Oh! Yeah,
back lip.
With authority.
How should that score based on everything else that's been done?
I mean, the only comparable would be the gap lip, right?
That,
from Pamela.
That has to be one of the highest scoring things. You can't even tell in that camera angle. That thing is huge.
Well, I like this angle a little bit better.
Wow.
And the bump's a little steeper, too, so it kind of, the bump brings you up and not out, which makes it a lot more difficult.
8.1. There you go.
That one might have been a little nod to Pamela.
So Rayssa moves into first place.
It's all right. She didn't hit her tail. Just a little mishap on the roll-in. But the trick starts when you hit your tail. You go into the ollie. Or jump, right, too?
I'd say the tail.
Tail hit?
Yeah.
Oh, stomped front board. She had a weird start to it, had to reset, come back into this big ollie up to gap the front board.
How does a gap front board compare to gap lip, either front side or back?
Gap front board is definitely a lot easier. Just because you don't have to get up and over like a back lip. You can kind of lob it up there. But still, ollie in front side of that thing, It's definitely a good score, 6.0.
Momiji, she's in fourth, trying to drop a 5.8. An 8 gets her the lead. Gap back 50, we saw Pamela do that.
5.3 last time.
So if Momiji gets that same score, it's not going to matter. But again, this could just be practice for her for tomorrow.
Yeah, she ollied so late into that too.
$5.3.
Yep. Right on the mark.
Rayssa in for her last trick. Trying to drop that 7.3.
Wow.
That tail.
Love seeing her try that.
Very few skaters in the world are going to try a back tail down a 12-stair hubba.
Absolutely. In a contest.
All right. Last trick of the prelims. Rose trying to drop a 5.4. Yes! Taking it to the flat bar. Out to that bank.
That was sick. I think Rose wants to do the whole thing. But yeah, she's happy with that right now.
How about, is that sketchy to hit it over that big drop? You got to get out to the bank.
I mean, yeah, you either got to take it all the way or get out into the bank. The bank's a lot steeper, too, than what I originally thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 50-50 in, it's cool. I don't know if it's going to beat a 5.4. All right, yeah. 6.4.
So they're rewarding that, even that long rail popping in.
I think a lot of people are going to take note on that.
Yeah, totally.
That flat bar into the bank is scoring that high.
All right, final standings in the prelims. Rayssa Leal coming out on top with a 20.9, just edging out Pamela Rosa with a 20.6. And then we have Funa Nakayama, Momiji Nishiya, Yumeka Oda, the 3 Japanese skaters in 3, 4, and 5. And then Rose, Poe, and Kate Oldenboving rounding out those top 8 going to tomorrow's final. And unfortunately, skaters in 9th and 10th not advancing. Let's take a look at the Shoc Reach Your Peak performance moment. Rayssa Leal, the 8.1 score. You saw it. She did that. Gap.
That's Eric, our course
Back
starter.
Making it look too easy.
She's so casual, you know, in and out of tricks. She goes casual and then into laser focus, gap to back lip, like that. A snap of a finger. It's fun for her.
That is Shoc Reach Your Peak moment. 8.1. Congrats to Rayssa. Now we're going to check in with Andrew, who's down on the course with Rose.
Rose, you made 5 straight finals now. How are you feeling about this course overall?
To be honest, I had to get used to it at the beginning because I thought like a lot of things look pretty big, and also a lot of things like gap to rail and gap to hubba, and I'm a little bit scared of that sometimes. But once I got used to it and I skated like the long rail yesterday in practice, it felt good, and yeah, I'm excited to try more things on it tomorrow, hopefully.
Well, you're the only skater to jump on that super long rail. How scary is that last trick? What's that moment feel like?
Yeah, it feels like you get a lot of energy from it, and I also just like to go all in on the last attempt, and that's what I tried on the long rail. Yeah, I wanted to go all the way, but I'm still really happy that I got onto it, and yeah, maybe tomorrow. Yeah.
We got our fingers crossed. Well, congratulations, great skating today. We look forward to seeing you in the finals. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Andrew. What an incredible day of skateboarding it's been so far here in Seattle. Big congrats goes to Rayssa Leal and all the skaters going to tomorrow's final. For all of us at Street League, I'm Paul Zitzer. Tune in to the men's finals at 3 p.m. We'll see you there.